people's mindset or people's oriented mindset. That means he wants to make sure that the people are saved, okay? Whether there is arguments, when it comes to decisions, they have to be made very quickly. Hello everybody, welcome to the channel. I hope you are all good. Today we are going to talk about Indabale that happened right now in the morning. Remember that today in Tshwane they are going to do the mayorship thing. That means they are going to choose a mayor, they are going to vote for a mayor. So the Action SA and the ANC, they have announced who are they supporting or who they want to put as a mayor. And then they have chosen in agreement,
agreed to support the candidature of the current acting mayor, Councillor Dr. Nasiphi Moya, who is seated to my left.
Miss Moya, Dr. Moya. She was actually in an interim position there as a mayor. So that means she was a mayor, but as an interim, okay? So, and when she was talking now, when they announced, they did say that they actually spoke to all the parties, okay, that they wanted to work or that they wanted to negotiate with, okay, those who were available to be negotiated with. And then they reached a decision, and the ANC was making it clear that, you know, we are not going to allow any person or any party to tell us what to do and everything. We have to agree, we have to engage, okay, which I appreciate actually in terms of negotiation skills, you know. And then when Panyaza was talking now, Panyaza says, he's happy that the negotiations has went the way they went, and then he says that it is not about the political parties, it is about the people. I've told you guys about Panyaza Lusufi. Hate him or love him, one thing that you cannot deny is the fact that the mindset of Panyaza Lusufi, it's a people's mindset or people's oriented mindset. That means he wants to make sure that the people are saved, okay? Whether there is arguments, when it comes to decisions, they have to be made very quickly but carefully, okay? And he does that very well, okay? And then he was talking about other things and everything, and then Mashaba then spoke. We all know Mashaba. Usually he talks about his previous mayorship, he talks about the relationship between them and the DA, but this time he was actually talking about his mayorship before and who was supporting them. He actually made it very clear, and he said he was on record to say that the EFF was the only party that was actually supporting him when he was a mayor. You remember when he was a mayor at the time, you know. So, and then he spoke about actually the attacks that came with their negotiations, and then and all of that. Actually, to be honest guys with you, between you and me, when I was watching that live, or when I was watching that actually live where they were talking, it got me emotional, especially when Mashaba was talking, especially when he said we've struggled and at least we've reached an agreement, you know. There was a time where he says Panyaza Lusufi and Mashaba, they were actually the only, okay, they were the person or the most people at this time, at this moment, that were attacked, you know, left and right, top to bottom and everything like that. So that got me emotional. It made me to actually appreciate, you know, some of the leaders that we have in South Africa. Yes, we do know that we do have some bad leaders and everything like that, but we can't take the brush and brush everybody black, you know, and everybody red and say, yeah, because of these leaders are bad, and then we don't have leaders that are good, you know. We've got people like that we see on in terms of Panyaza and also Mashaba. That got me emotional. This is all about the people, guys. It's not about who is taking over or anything like that. It's all about the people, okay? And then when the new mayor actually, the new candidate for mayorship from DA, from Action SA and also ANC, when she started talking, you could even hear the voice, you know.
The past 2 weeks, I've complained and said this thing is hard. It's not easy to govern, but I've worked with ward councillors. We had crisis after crisis the past 2 weeks, but you have not read that there was a crisis in the city of Tshwane because of the level of collegiality that I'm getting for mostly ANC councillors.
That she is a bit nervous, you know. She did actually say in the interview, which I will actually, while I'm talking, guys, I believe I will be putting these clips, and then I continue playing to talking. Now, when she was talking, she was a bit nervous, as you could tell with the voice. The voice was shaky, which I do understand, because it's not the same as when you are in interim, Now you can, it's not that hectic when you are in interim. She did actually mention the fact that, when she was doing the interim, going to the ground, checking how people are doing and everything, trying to do things well, she did admit that this job is a very difficult job. There was a time where she thought, nah, this thing is difficult, let me just leave. I'm just paraphrasing, guys, And then she did say that, she appreciates the fact that, they trust her, and also they endorsed her, they did the due diligence, because remember, if you choose somebody to be a mayor, a minister, or, I don't know about ministers, but when it comes to mayorship, I think parties that know the drill, or that know what needs to be done, you do your due diligence. That means what is the word I'm looking for? A word that means you check the people in their background, if there is corruption around them, if maybe they are the right people to occupy the place. So they did that according to her, and that is why she was actually chosen. Ladies and gentlemen, we are waiting for the Tshwane now to actually see who is going to be chosen to be a mayor. So I don't know about the DA, because they did say that if Brink is not voted in, well, we know what's going to happen. So I think, or I'm under the impression that it's going to be Mrs. Moya, okay, Miss or Mrs. Moya, Dr. Moya, let me use the word, Dr. Moya, against, I believe, Brink, because the DA, their aim, as they said before, they will put Brink back. And then if the NC doesn't vote for him, then, they will, I don't know, because they have decided. You see, guys, in Gauteng, and in Gauteng specifically, Panyaza Lesufi is not playing, and he is not going to take any nonsense from any person. He wants the people to be served. That's the only thing. He doesn't want this thing of dallying and this thing of negotiating. You agree, you don't agree, you are fighting, making press conferences and everything like that. It's all about the people. We will see what is going to happen with the DA and what the DA is going to say. But the way I look at it, the way I see it, I think they have lost this one. And they must not run to court, please, because you have lost in political space. Don't run to the court, and because in parliament you were beaten. Because I suspect that if they get beaten in that Gauteng Tshwane thing, they might go, but I don't think they will. I don't think they will, because it won't make any sense for them to run to court. Run to court for what? That he was removed. No, okay, I think it's not going to happen. I was just speculating, maybe because these days, DA, when they lose in parliament, they just run to courts, man. Anyway, guys, tell me, what do you think very quickly before this thing actually begins, the mayorship thing. I hope you enjoy the video. Please like, share, subscribe, and do the do's. Ladies and gentlemen, have a fantastic and a wonderful day. Sharp, sharp,